My name is Palisa. I'm 29 years old. I'm coming from Alexandra. I grew up with my grandmother in Lesotho, and my mom and dad were staying here in Joburg. Well, what I remember, it was really rough, eh? Because as you know, Lesotho is not like South Africa where you get child grants or stuff like that. So we used to like depend on my grandmother's pension money, and which was not a lot. So it kind of got tough, and then sometimes my mother would have a job, sometimes she won't, sometimes she would send us money, sometimes not. But yeah, we were happy, and you know, sometimes you don't know the better side of things, so you think that's the way to live. So a go-getter. I don't have that much of an education, but then I just believe that life can be better if you fight for yourself, and yeah, I wouldn't settle for less. So I think that's one of the reasons why I'm dating an older man with money. He's very caring, hey? Like, he makes me feel like a princess. And like, there's never a no. Whenever I need something, like, he's always there. And even though he's married, but he does have time for me, and he does provide for me.
I can relate to where she says she was raised by her grandmother. Yeah. Her mother had to work. She was sometimes at work and unemployed at times.
Yeah.
They would have money and they wouldn't, but they were happy.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the same thing that I went through as a child, where I was raised by women. My grandmother was like my mother. My mother was the financial mom, yeah, where she supported all my dreams, made sure I went to school and I looked clean and I had what I needed. But it is a very important thing to grow up with men. It doesn't have to be your father, but you need a figure of a man, yeah, to give you love.
Yeah.
Because as much as the first man that comes into your life that is older, you convert that love into the fatherly love that you didn't have.
Would you be comfortable right now to date a guy who has nothing? He drives an Uno and he picks you up on a dinner date in an Uno. Between the both of us, I'm more likely to step into that Uno than you are.
I would.
I am more
Funny
likely.
enough,
Honest,
no.
Would you? No, be honest.
Let me be honest.
Be honest.
Let me be honest.
At this
You'd
point
be
in your
shocked.
life right now,
You would be shocked. I would in this point right now, but what would let me get into that car is the fire in him,
yes,
that would allow
drive.
me.
Yeah.
When I sit in that Uno, his talk should make me feel like I'm in an Aston Martin.
Yes.
His ideas and plans should let me see
you.
the Aston Martin already.
Yeah.
Even though it's got holes and no radio, we're singing all the way to where we're going. But he's busy saying to me,
I love that you
yes, yes. And where he has to come out every robot because his wipers don't work and try and wipe the windscreen.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's driven,
okay,
when a man has money, the first 2 weeks are like, oh my gosh, wow, money.
Yeah.
Then you start smelling like money because you bath in it every day.
Yeah.
You've got 14
Kapagalelis.
cars, yes.
Yeah.
You've got 14 cars underneath you. You sleep in Egyptian cotton, silk cotton, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, you get used to that.
Yeah.
It starts becoming air to you, so it doesn't mean a thing. We all breathe, but we forget that we're breathing air because it's part of us.
Yeah.
Now you live in fear. Fear because you're not in control. This guy can find someone else.
Yeah.
So you start not inviting friends over because he will start looking again. Because he's used to you, he's had it. So you don't want friends around. That's why I had gay friends, I didn't have female friends. So he's gonna start looking around.
No, Kanye, that's
Number
not a
two,
life,
when you
though.
hear the door go bzzz, you have a fear because you know if you're not dressed in a certain way or he doesn't get what he wants, he's gonna beat you up.
Oh no.
So you're constantly living in fear that tomorrow he can pull the plug and this is over.
The kind of love that you're experiencing now is not a monetary love. It's a genuine, sincere kind of love. And for as long as you are not entirely drowned in the persona of Queen of Bling and resonating with Kanye prior to the fame and the Queen of Bling, there's a lot of that coming through, and it's such a beautiful thing to experience.
Let me tell you, you know, with this relationship, I protected it so much that I don't want it to be a public thing. I'm still in denial with how hard I have to work for everything that I own. I'm still in denial that I can make so much money on my own and see it come in with an invoice and a reference when it goes into my phone that whatever production that I did. And I kick myself, and I always say to my partner, dude, you know, if I had started this 6 years ago, I'd be so far.
Why didn't you start earlier? Yeah, why didn't you start earlier?
But it's the type of love where he's not my father because he can't say to me, today we're wearing this, and I bought it. We both have to say, did you see those sneakers? We need to get them. And for us, it's both, wow.
It's a relationship.
He's also experiencing the same things I'm experiencing for the first time, It's not someone who's always saying, yeah, I've been to Paris 6 times, I'll take you to Paris. It's amazing. For us, when we both see the Eiffel Tower, it's like, it's beautiful, isn't it?
And I'm glad for him that he actually found you now after you experienced then.
Yeah, he wouldn't have managed it. He would have been too poor and too broke.
You're a freaking handful.
Am I?
You are.
Today, I've got like everything that I need.
I am maybe, if not the head of this beast, that made having a sugar daddy and loving him just for what he gives you respectable about it. You could be seen with an older guy, have children with him, for whatever.
You made it look glamorous.
I made it look glamorous,
You
and I
did.
made it seem like it's okay for society to do this. But these girls, one thing they're forgetting is, I got married. For me, it wasn't just a transaction. I married this guy. I had a child with him. I lived with him. He was a part of my life. With the Tiana saga, I then said, screw marriage, and yes, you can have someone for what they do.
I mean, I'll speak about my past relationship.
I want to know about that.
Yeah, I mean, look. It was an epic, astronomical freaking disaster.
Oh, my goodness.
No, seriously.
And I thought you guys were so cool. I thought you were the cutest thing on the planet.
No, on the surface, absolutely on the surface. But I went home to a cold home all the time.
So you were pretty much Diana.
Well, you know, and we weren't as moneyed as your history with Utina says, because Mina, here's my approach to
But
life.
you're a hard worker. You're always empty.
Yeah,
You're busy.
I know that I'm going to end up moneyed anyway, so I don't have to look at you and see money.
Yes. Do you know what I think? I think South Africa is at a crisis at the moment. I'm going to put it this way, that we've been given all this freedom that we've been fighting for. We've been trained by, I'm talking about older men now that have money. They were trained to get this freedom. And now that they have this freedom, they were never taught what to do with it.
Yeah.
And this freedom has turned into abuse. Because if you look, we're abusing the government structures, we're abusing relationships, we're abusing the power.
media.
Because the little 50 rand that we now have, we all feel like God, and we're compensating for what we didn't have in the past.
I think, like, looking for a job, where will I start? Like, what kind of a job will I work? And I don't think I'll actually stand for being, I don't know, maybe earning, what, 7,000 or whatever. Or whatever they're paying people now lately. Like 25,000 maybe.
She can like the finer things and want someone, but they only give you enough for you to survive. They will never give you enough to create you or help you and build you.
True.
They give you enough
for you to stay where you are.
They give you enough, but not something that you can build from or say you'll have a future with. So Palisa needs to understand that she has lost herself. She has sold herself to the highest bidder. She is like the maid that she has in her house, or the man has. It's just that she's giving a superior service. And tomorrow, if someone better, if, for instance, her man had to see me, she's gone tomorrow because I have one up on her. I have a name.
You're a bigger trophy.
That's what I'm saying.
You're a shinier
For him, it's
trophy.
about achievement,
Yeah.
and not what you can hold on to and build with.